Alright. Hello everyone! Welcome! Today's stream is gonna be very different. Is how I'm gonna start it off. How different, you might be wondering. Very. No joke. Alright, so let's I just need to make sure that all my stuff are currently working. Perfect. Alright. So, first things first, music's different. We're introducing some classical music. I kinda grew up with this. Kinda. Music class at my school was string instruments. So, I greatly enjoy string instruments. I know in anime, there's not that many, and the most famous music stuff that I can think of off the top of my head is Hibike Euphonium, which is more brass and wind. Is it? Yeah, it's brass and wind. But I grew up with string. So, what's on today's schedule? Well, it's going to be super basic. And in case you haven't noticed already, today the webcam is on stream, and we'll be working with a notebook here. Not only that, we also have a chalkboard. So let's go with, we're starting with the really basic stuff here. And when I say really basics, I really do mean really basics. Right. I should really move myself a little bit. Alright. It's just, yeah, this way you guys can see everything. Cool. Alright. So when I say we're starting with the basics, I really do mean the basics. And you can't really get much more basic than the alphabet, right? So I'm gonna move myself to this side of the screen for now. I think actually this might be better. Yeah, actually I think I like this more. This placement. Alright. So let me add chat, and hopefully it works. I've had issues with chat before. Right, add here, give me this. Alright. Hello, chat. Let's change a couple properties here and there. Make it big. Yeah. So the chat's looking good, I think. Maybe not too good. Still pretty good, I think. Maybe it's not high enough. Let's make you a little bit higher. Or maybe it was too high. Maybe move you off screen. Maybe that's what happened. I think. Yeah. There we go. Although the message is a little you know what? Excuse me. I know exactly what I'm not doing right. Let's have everything, and then just make it bigger. All right. So let's begin with today. And we're going to start with the most basic stuff in hiragana. And the reason why I chose hiragana first is I think this is the one everyone likes to familiarize themselves with before moving on. Hiragana, and then it's usually katakana. We'll have the romaji with us the whole way through. Makes sense in my opinion, because I'm assuming the audience is English speaking, so romaji is something that everyone should be familiar with for English speakers, Spanish speakers, any other speakers that uses the alphabet, English alphabet. So let's start with today's. Let's start with the chart here. We can see. Well, it's very difficult to see the stroke order, but that's kind of what this chart demonstrates. And I'll try to make it a little more obvious on the notebook here. Also, the chart is listed top right down, and it moves left. So it's a very traditional Japanese text order. So normally in Japanese text, it's actually boxes like this for each character. So you write your character in there. So for a. But for us, we're actually not gonna follow that way. We're gonna use the more Western, just writing from left to right as we're normally accustomed to. So that's a terrible by the way. Terrible. As this is something I need to work on too. So that's part of the reason why I'm doing this stream. So we have and then we can just follow along and write through. I think that might be the easiest way of doing this. So E. Whoa, that went super blurry. Yo, focus. Camera. Thank you. So this is A. I. It's pronounced E. U. Whoa, my mic. This is U. So this is the letter U. E. This is E. This is the English letter E. It's pronounced E. This is the English I, pronounced E. Don't get those confused. And then everyone's favorite O. O. A, I, U, E, O. Pronunciation shouldn't be too difficult, I hope. You know what I'm gonna do, actually? I know I wrote it like this. Let me separate this a little more. Right. So, because I kind of want this a little bigger. My camera's already zoomed in a lot, so. That looks a little better. E. Don't have enough space anymore. Ooh. Eh. Oh my goodness. All my Japanese professors would like be so mad at me right about now. Oh. A, I, U, E, O. So this is a little more farther apart. I'm hoping it's easier to read. Okay. So next, going to the next row, at least when we learned, it's, as you can see at the top, it's the K, the S, the T, the N, the H, the M. Usually the when I learned it anyways, the Y was after the R in terms of placement, but overall doesn't really matter. I'm just gonna follow the way I learned it. Because the Y is after the R's, and then W in quotation marks. I mean, technically it's like wa. You do pronounce it as wa, but for wo, you don't really pronounce it as wo. It's o. And then the one alphabet in Japanese that is not accompanied by a vowel. Right. So moving on to the next set. It's the K set. So we can have ka, like that. So ka, it's the same, going to be the same throughout. So it's ka, ki, ku, ke, ko. That's how you pronounce these. Don't worry, Seth. Welcome, welcome. Tonight's not a gaming stream by any means of the matter, so it's fine. It's more of like a study session and a review session for super basic Japanese. That's what I'm doing today. So yeah. If it's too late for you, definitely get your sleep. Sleep's important. After all, you can't learn without proper rest. It's not good to overburden yourself to just try to learn a little bit. So ki, it's like this. Do note that when I write this here, it is stroke, 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 stroke. In the chart, you'll see it drawn like that. I mean, that's readable, and you'll see that a lot in fonts. But when it comes to writing it out, I've been taught that they're not connected. Essentially, is what I've been taught. So I personally never connect them. That's just, I'm sure you can based on the font that you see in the chart. If I can point at it with my pencil here. But I personally just never connect it when I'm writing it out. Ku, probably one of the easier characters to write quickly and sloppily. It's like when you're trying to write a quick letter E in English, when you do your E's, it's like the. See that? It's like a very sloppy E. Ku is similar to that for me because it is a single stroke. Ku. Ke, like so. Ko, like so. I personally think of when I see ko, it's like the two buns of a burger. That's kind of what I associate it with. But that's just me, and because I like food, and meat, and food. Right, moving on. Sa. Right, now this is different. In Japanese, we don't say si. We don't have that. It is pronounced shi. Su. Se. So. Sa, shi, su, se, so. And you write these out like so. Sa, same deal with ki. It's connected, but also not connected. I'm trying to remember if it's actually like this. Sa. I think is sa, because I know chi is connected, as you can see in the chart. Am I losing my mind? Sa is connected. What am I saying? Sa is connected. Alright, I'm wrong. I don't want to be spouting wrong information here. It's been... This is how long I haven't done this. Sa. Yeah, it's just ki, I think, is the exception. My memory fails me on this point. Gosh. Now my Japanese teachers will really be angry at me. Sa. Shi. Su, probably one of the most commonly... Oh my goodness, that looks terrible. One of the most commonly used characters, at least in text form, because of des. When you hear des, when you say des to end a sentence, this is the s after the de. That's the su. That's this. I kind of skipped over she in terms of like talking anything about she because there's not much to say about she. I mean, aside from the fact that when you write it out, it looks like a fishing hook. A little bit. Maybe it's a little bit too much of a hook. Let's change that. She. Se. I don't really have anything to say about se, unfortunately. Alright. And then so. Right, that looks really ugly. By the way, this stuck with me in terms of the so character because of this is something I asked in class, and it was probably one of the funniest things I've ever asked in a class. So I write so like this, because that's how I learned it, right? And it's really difficult for me to get a nice looking one. But so can actually be written like, something like that. And you're wondering, what in the world is that, right? It looks nothing like what I wrote on the left, and it looks nothing like what's on there on the print, or on the font. Well, that is correct. When I saw that for the first time in class, by my teacher no less, I asked them, what's that symbol you wrote? What's that helmet-looking symbol? Because the way they wrote it made it look like, this looked like a medieval, a medieval full helmet to me at the time, with a hook at the bottom. So I was like, what is that? But everyone understood it. It's just so. I just didn't know. So wanted to share that with everyone because, well, that was a very big learning moment for me, and I thought that was pretty funny. Okay, so that's sa, she. Ooh, lower it down. Sa, she, su, se, so. Alright, so it's after we have ta, and there's no t, like t as in like tea, that kind of sound in Japanese either. Instead of saying T, we say chi. And then instead of saying to, like to go somewhere in English, instead of saying it's like with the other ones where u, ku, su, we don't say tu, we say tsu. It's you add the T sound in front of the su sound, tsu, and it has its own character. Te, this is pronounced te, and then to. Alright. Ta. Sometimes I just think to myself, did I write right? Ta. This looks really weird. What I think is the issue is I think my line on the left side is a little too far down. So it's more like something like, oh, you know what? And I'm also not using, stay consistent, Tsubasa, stay consistent. Ta. Ta. For those who like to like look at this more like its picture format, and I realized looking at the stream, it's really faint. Ta. So, for those who are more like visual or like, I guess would prefer to associate this with symbols, instead of being strokes, which I just showed, it's like 1, 2, 3, 4. You can think of this like a T on the left, and then a ko on the right. That's how you can look at it too. In a way, I mean, at the end of the day, a lot of these characters, because historically the parent alphabet is Chinese. It's gonna be the kanji. Symbols play a big role in it. If anyone has studied the Chinese alphabet, it started off as pictures. So it should come as no surprise that these can also be learned a little bit abstractly through association with pictures. Abstractly. Chi. So it's basically like looking like the opposite direction of sa. Sa, chi, sa, chi. They're basically opposite directions. One's facing the left side, the other one's facing the right side, or however you wish to look at it. Yeah, chi. Tsu. Don't be confused with su. It is tsu. The biggest difference is in su, you say s. So it is an S sound with su, like just a hard S, like snake. S for su. But for tsu, it is a the T starts off the sound, which means you can actually hold that. It's like tsu. It's if you hold it, it sounds more like a su than a tsu. And this one's like this. I say it like that. Somewhat wrong. That's a little bit better. It's a little curvish, but it's also one stroke. Right. So this is probably one of the biggest difficult to differentiate for a lot of people when reading. When we pronounce su versus su. They sound practically identical, but I mean, even if you look at the Romaji here, it's practically the same besides one character, the T. As long as you add that T sound to the beginning, you'll get tsu instead of su. I don't want to go into any linguistic lingo here, so I'm just trying my best to differentiate this as best as I can without it, as basic as I can think of at the moment. Well, and that's kind of why with this kind of with the Japanese, with the hiragana, it's very easy to tell once you understand what characters are which. When you see this su, you know it's su, and it's practically impossible to confuse that with this, which is su. You see this in Japanese, you think su. You see this in Japanese, you think tsu. Hearing it is a lot more difficult, and depending on the person speaking, like me, it might be very difficult, even more difficult to differentiate the two. But reading it, it should be fairly obvious which is which. Then we have te, and for all you Hololive fans, that's this is the character used for te. Although I think they used the katakana instead of the hiragana. Right. And then we have to. This is actually a fairly commonly used particle. It's the conjunction particle usually. Watashi to sensei. Me and my teacher, or the teacher. Me and teacher. Teacher and I. Sensei to watashi. So this has been ta, chi, tsu, te, to. Alright, going next. Probably, people who watch Luna is probably most familiar with this line. Na, and then ni. So everyone's favorite phrase in Japanese, nani? Nani? Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Nani, nu, ne, no. Na, probably one of the more complicated looking ones in Japanese. I'm using 2 lines instead of 3 like I normally do again. I apologize. 2 lines is probably what I'm barely accustomed to 2 lines since I'm usually writing at 1 line, but we have. Oh no. Oh no. Hand. Use 3 lines. Na. Na. That is the hiragana na. So essentially it's. Did I do it wrong? A little bit. Nah. Oh my goodness, that looks so wrong to me. I think it's wrong. So it's a little cross on the top left corner. Nah. Or that is a little cross there. You added a stroke to the right side of the box. So that's why you write in boxes. Generally, it's a lot easier to tell where things are. So say I box this up, right? Or say the representation was in a box when you're writing. Let's draw us a nice little looking box. Alright, this is a little small box. As you can see, my other characters like Ta, for example, is bigger than that box. But as a representation, let's draw in the lines here. So, alright. Probably not that simple to see, so let's fill it in. Now you can tell the 4 quadrants. So you do that, top left quadrant, top right quadrant, and then this kind of goes through the center. So the middle bit is going to be difficult to see, but I want to highlight specifically the left and the right quadrant here. So the left quadrant holds that holds the 2 strokes. The right quadrant holds the other stroke. Like so. Oh, of course I go back to. 2 is so much easier than 3, but yeah, it's a little ugly. It's very ugly. And honestly, half the time to me, the bottom half of na, whenever I write out, it looks like a nose. So, like that. It looks a little bit like a nose. Na. Ni, probably one of the easier characters to write. Stroke, stroke, stroke. This 3-stroke character, very simple. No spinning, no curves like this one. Ni. All right. Nu. It is like that. And this will look extremely similar to a different character that if you look at the chart you'll notice, but is very similar to a different character. That's all I'll say. It's no secret. You see it right there, but until I get to it, I won't say anything about that. Any more about that. Yeah, new. Okay. So it's stroke and then stroke. It's actually a 2-stroke character, despite what it looks like. Or I mean, despite how long the second stroke is, it's still 1 stroke. So it's down, and then it's down again, loop around, loop through, and then you loop in itself again. So new kind of has a second stroke looping around itself constantly. Ne. Let's see. If I remember correctly, ne I was told like you write like that. Ne. So you start with a long stroke down, and then you cross without lifting your writing utensil up. You go down, and then back around and over. So a similar feature between nu and ne is a little hook. It's a little that little circle hook at the very end where it crosses through itself to form a little circle. That's a common feature of this here. Next, no. No. Single stroke, And this character is also a commonly used particle in Japanese. Most commonly used for is possession. So instead of saying, this is Tsubasa's pencil, in English, which we use the apostrophe S. In Japanese, you say, この鉛筆はTsubasa-san です。この鉛筆はTsubasa-san no desu. It is, in a sense, Tsubasa-san no enpitsu wa doko desu ka? That's a better example. Where is Tsubasa's pencil? I'm not saying pen by accident, am I? I'm not. Okay, thank goodness. I easily get certain words mixed up. My vocabulary is actually pretty poor. So I take what I learn and I try to remember as best as I can, but even then it's not always that that great. I forget things very easily at times, so alright. This has been the N line, the na, ni, nu, ne, no. Na. Right. Now we go to the H line. Ha, he, and here's another new thing, or new, different. In Japanese, we don't say who, as in who. Who was it? We don't have who. Instead, we say fu. And yes, that is what that is in English. Please, I can't really say. It is a character, okay? It's just a sound. Fu. That you pronounce this as fu. Remember, u, ku, su, tsu, nu, fu. U, ku, su, tsu, nu, fu. I can't get that all on my screen, can I? Alright. Repeat after me. U, ku, su, tsu, nu, fu. And yes, we did have a lot of chuckle in our class during our Japanese class when we were learning the alphabet. Because, well, everyone spoke English, so everyone knew what that meant. But, we are all children, so it's okay. He, ho. Ha, he, hu, he, ho. Alright. Ha. So this one's actually a pretty good one, pretty good character, because I wrote Ke by accident. Whoops. Ha. So this is actually a particle that's used very frequently, but you'll never I don't believe you'll ever hear ha when it's being used as a particle. Instead, you'll hear wa. Watashi wa Tsubasa desu. I am Tsubasa. However, when we say watashi wa, we don't use the wa character, which also, by the way, looks like the ne character, but it's the wa without the it's that without the hook at the very end. Wa. This wa is the wa in watashi. So we learn tashi, ta, shi, watashi, I. This means I. And there's several ways of saying I in Japanese, and it comes from like social standings and all that. So that's watashi, used by a majority of people in life. But for children, I believe I was taught that it's the female way of, or it's for little girls say it too, whereas the males will generally say boku. And I'll get into how you say how you add, because you don't see in the chart there bo, but I'll actually write over here since actually I'll get to that right in a moment actually. So he, who, probably the weirdest looking one that I can draw. I can write actually. And I say weirdest one because it's like, am I adding that correctly? So it's something like that. It's weird for me, and I guess not so much for a lot of other people, because I see a Chinese character. It's the kanji in it. He, ho, ho. It's actually very easy to write. It's basically ha, except you gave it a top. You added the extra line up there. Ho. That's so if using the whole character, if you add these I mean, we call them I believe we call them tentons, but if you add, but in English it looks like apostrophe. This becomes, if you add this symbol right there, the tenton, so they look like that. You add them right next to the character. This becomes bo. So it's no longer ho, it's bo. Boku. This is boku. I'll get to that right after I get through the entire alphabet here, and it's good practice just have all these written out. I guess to save space, I'll just use the bottom of the page as well. I do have the room after all. Might as well use it, right? All right. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo is the next set of characters. Ma, as in sorry, I said as in because in my head I was thinking straight to some Cantonese words. Sorry. Ma, me as in me, like me. You see me, you pronounce me. You see English me, you pronounce Japanese me. So ma is a very simple character. You'll at least for me, the first thing you think of is the initial two strokes of the whole character over here. See the top two strokes? So you have the top two strokes here, but instead of stopping at the top line, you go above that. Ma. Here, I'll do this to make it easier to see. Bold it. So you have the two lines there, and then you drop it down, and in one motion, you loop it. Ma. And then you have me. So you have the one line up here, and without lifting your pencil. So don't do the exact thing I'm doing. I'm just trying to make a point here. Line. So this is one stroke, and then you add the stroke at the back. Me. This is me. It's probably the biggest me I've ever written in my life, but this is me. Mu is also a very familiar way of stroke pattern. Line at the top, you go down, loop, and you're thinking to yourself, oh, it's a su, right? No, it goes the other way, hooks up, you add a dot there, and it's a bit small, not really 3 lines yet. Like so. And I know my mu is not as beautiful looking as the mu in the charts. Well, I'm sorry, my print is just not that great. But I'm trying. And hopefully it's good. It's going good. Alright, so that's mu. And then we have me. And as I said earlier, that was the character that's similar to Nu. It's the same character, except new has that little hook at the end. That's me. That's new. Try not to get them confused with each other. And generally, it's difficult. Once you know one, it's easier to tell the other, generally speaking. But for some people, it's not. So just remember me and new. New has the hook. Me does not have the hook. It just ends. And then mo. I don't think it's a particle, but it does. It is used very frequently to associate the meaning also. Watashi mo, I also. That's generally how you use that character. At least to my understanding. Perhaps someone who's way more adept at the Japanese language can refute that and explain properly what that the other more commonly used meanings are. But that is wow, I've learned it to be. So let's quickly review what we've written out so far, and then we can turn the page and then continue with the R's. Again, as I said, I always learned after M it's R and then Y, or at least in that order, and that's because R has all 5, whereas the Y's only have 3. So we have the single vowels A, I, U, E, O. This is kind of what everything is built off of. Moving on, we have Ka, Ki, Ku, Ke, Ko. Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. Ooh, okay, I didn't realize how blurry this became. Please focus. Okay. Once more. Sa, Shi, Su, Se, So. Ta, Chi, Tsu, Te, To. I realized just now looking at this, the te, I'm not sure if people can even see that properly. Quickly fix that. Just a little bit more bolded now, and it looks a lot more ugly. And you can see a much finer example in the charts. So... oh, come on, lead pencil. Te. For anyone wondering why I'm using a lead pencil and not like a HP pencil that you kind of sharpen with, it's because I have too many cartridges of lead that I need to get through. So this is one way of getting through the leads. And if you're wondering how much lead cartridges I have, a pencil case worth, so about 20 packs. Why do I have that many? Beats me, man. Beats me. I just do. Okay. Moving on to the next set that we went through. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Read that 10 times fast. Nani nu ne no, nani nu ne no, nani nu ne no, nani nu ne no, nani nu ne no. Pretty easy. Pretty fun. And then we have ha, hi, fu, he, ho. Ha, hi, fu, he, ho. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. If it could stop unfocusing itself, you could see this a lot clearer. Maybe I should use like a marker or something, but it'd probably bleed through the page, which I don't want. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Alright, now that we've gone through all that, let's turn the page to a brand new set of pages. And we can move on to the next set of characters. everyone's favorite, and it's technically it's not an R, but it's also technically not an L, by the way. It is not an R, it is not an L. Then what is it? It's an in-between, actually. Linguistically, it's easier to explain because we have the specific terminologies to talk about it, but for the most part, you can think of it as ra. It is it sounds like an R, but if you listen, it also has an L sound to it too. Ra, ri, ru, re, ro. A lot these days I see a lot. It's more commonly associated with the R. Ri, ru. It's so close to each other. Wow. Ru, re, ro. And for all you JoJo fans, I'm sure, or anyone who's seen the JoJo memes, the licking sound. But yeah, let's write this out. So ra. Think of it like this is like like the bottom half of the chi, but instead of a line, it's like a little roof, a little hat. So ri, as you see there in the chart, this font chooses to write like this. In hiragana specifically, I've been taught that you can write it like that. And for all you linguists out there, that looks like the ng symbol in the IPA chart. I'm assuming these days, as things are changing, ri is starting to look more like its katakana counterpart in just 2 lines. I don't know too much about that, nor the differences, but it's like something like that. It's less with the hooks. So you saw before it was like line, and I did that, or like that. So it's like a J, like a line J. It's not really like that. They're not supposed to hook here, if I remember correctly. There's supposed to be like 2 lines. You have one short line and one long line. Hopefully that's more clear. Ra, ri, ru. This is actually a very common character you'll find when learning Japanese, because the root words, or the base words for vowels, are uses ru a lot. There are several different sets of vowels? Verbs, not vowels. A set of verbs is this is one of the endings for that set of verbs, the ru verbs. Okay, re. I'm sure you all are thinking, it's like, oh, isn't that very similar to something we saw earlier? Indeed it is. It is the ne character. You can see in the chart, but I'll quickly switch back so we can see ne. Ne. So what's the difference? Again, ne, as the end characters have the little hook at the end, the little hook circle hook right there. Like with nu and me, where the nu has the hook and the me does not. Similar story here. The ne has a hook, whereas the re does not. Re. And then ro. Now don't get this confused. This is not ru. Ru is like this. It has a circle that ends at itself. It's like a game of Snake. The head hits its body, it's over. The ru ends the hook on its body. It's not like the ne or the nu where it goes through. No. It ends. Whereas ro doesn't even have that. It does not contain the loop. When it's loopless, it is ro. So we have ra, ri, ru, re, ro. Ra, ri, ru, re, ro. I'm sure every Japanese you talk with or speak with, not every, but a lot of them, if they're like students or like young adults these days, will always talk about the difficulty in pronouncing ra, ri, ru, re, ro. And that comes from the fact that it is neither the R sound that we have in English nor the L sound. It's in between of the two. And sometimes you just kind of pick either or. You'll hear both. But I think the R decision is more commonly chosen by people these days. Alright, next up is the Y's. We have ya, you, yo. Ya, you, yo. 3. What about ye or ye? They don't exist. Ye? Nope. Ye? Nope. No ye. No ye. Neither. They don't exist. We don't have them. So, yeah. A little bit like that. A little fast, a little small, a little unlegible. So you start off with a little curve here. That's one stroke. You add a little stroke up here, and it does touch the initial stroke that you've made. That kind of hooks, and then you have one last little stroke, one last line that goes through your initial one. Yeah. You. One stroke, straight down, and you take that. It's a follow through. You don't stop. It's a follow through. Once you go down, follow through, and that looks bad. Looks like I'm drawing a person's head all of a sudden. That is not what I was going after. So, did really fast there, which doesn't help anyone. Have your line. Something like that. It's something like that. It's a little off, but I think it's because of my line being curved instead of straight like that. Just a little bit off. And somehow that's even more off. Yeah, because it's not a straight line. What am I saying? But it's not as curved as I initially did it, but it's fine. So it's something like that for you. So a lot of people I find they like to do that. So it's very not obvious because it's not big enough. So using this extra space. So it looks something like this. Which is, you need much finer details. So there, and it has focused in for, there it is. You can see it kind of a little sloppily, a little looped there, and it looks like Snoopy's head. Alright, I didn't even realize I just did that. And then you had a line straight through from the top. From the top, straight through. That's a bit sloppy of doing it, but it's readable nonetheless. And then everyone's favorite, yo, which, by the way, is a particle, and it denotes the exclamation mark. Essentially, it's you're putting emphasis on the phrase, sentence, in a very like in a very like excited sense. Can I think of an example that sounds normal? It's usually da yo. Usually that's really informal. Desu yo. In English, our exclamation marks for emphasis. Usually, emphasis is made on declarations. Or or declarative sentences, so statements like stand, commands is another one. Yo. Sugoi desu yo. That's amazing. Sugoi. You hear sugoi, sugoi desu. Sugoi desu yo. Sugoi desu yo. The desu yo there is to provide emphasis. Like, that's amazing! Or, yeah, when you're trying to emphasize it without saying anything else, really. So that's yo. Ya, you, yo. And then, technically the W's, I guess. What they are. Wa. Wa. We learned that we saw this earlier when trying to write watashi. 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 Ta-shi. Watashi. Very poorly written. I know. Watashi. I. Why is it so much longer? That's just how the language is. There is a kanji. I don't want to get into kanji today. That's not today. But there is kanji that can shorten that. We can learn basic kanji like I, and other ones like to tell time later. I'll do simple kanji another time. Probably one of the most commonly used particles. Whoa, I'm gonna put this in quotation marks because you don't pronounce the W. And this is like, now you're asking, Tsubasa, what did you just write? What? Yeah, let me write that again. So, line. You're like, oh, is that like a chi? Not really. A little bit of crisscrossing there. Oh. And that is a particle. I'm trying to think again. Where can I use this as an example? It is used before the verb, so we can say here. Oh, I'm out of lead. Ooh, that's kind of awkward. Not gonna lie. I thought I had more lead in this pencil. Here, let me quickly switch over to a different lead pencil. All right. I hope 2 is more legible. Because I'm more familiar. You know what? No. Commitment. So I'll just take this character. Wa. Ta. It's not even legible. It's not even visible. Come on. Ta. Shi. Wa. You see here I wrote a ha. This is pronounced watashi wa. Even though it's not this wa, we pronounce this as wa when we're pronouncing it as a particle. Hope you remember this character. Ko. So, like, you know, the 2 buns of a burger. But when I add, remember this? When I made the hole into a bowl for boku. Now I'm going to do the same thing with the ko, add it in, and now we have go. Like, go. Ha. Now I'm using this character again, but now it's go ha. I haven't gone to this character yet, but we'll get there soon. This is the character in Japanese. It's obviously a little less straight and a lot more slanted. Gohan o ta he, just like ho, ta be, add in the little two tentons here, and then this is taberu. This is a ru verb, to eat, taberu, but when used in a sentence, tabe ma su, tabemasu. Watashi wa gohan o tabemasu. Tabemasu. I'm eating food. Gohan holds a variety, holds a plethora of meanings, I think. Gohan. Like, it's mealtime. Or sometimes it's used specifically for rice, but usually people will say it's time to eat. They'll use or I'm going to eat. They're going to just use Gohan, I think. God, if I'm wrong, that'd be so embarrassing, man. But this is all a learning process. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. I'd rather be wrong and learn. But I am trying to teach at the same time here. So I'd rather not be wrong. I'd much rather not be wrong in this specific scenario. Right, and there's not much left in terms of like this. We have the sentence, so let's move along. The final one. And unlike the end section where it's like nani, nu, ne, no, this one I can't, since I've been using capitals the whole time, just keep it. But I've been adding the vowels too, but this time there's no vowel. It's just And it's written like that. Probably for people who write with the Roman alphabet. The Roman letters. It looks like a very fancy H, but it's just It's a lot easier to tell when it's short and when it's smaller because, well, it doesn't take up that much space. It's about, as you can tell by the character in the chart, about half the size. And I kind of put it as 1/3, so that's why it looks weird, I guess. I mean, even now it looks pretty weird. Okay. So that is the hiragana chart. I feel like I just spent an hour on hiragana. I don't even know if that's true. Did I do anything at the beginning of this stream? I don't actually know. But anyways. Right, so that was just the basics of the Japanese alphabet. This is the hiragana. Ideally for like basically anyone new to the language, you kind of continuously repeatedly write out each character. So like going from the back here, like say we were trying to learn a, just keep writing it out. If you have dotted line paper, so it shows you as a guide, or even like grid paper might be a lot better for this actually. Or you can craft your own grid paper. Use a ruler, draw lines down, and just make the boxes like right in the boxes themselves. Just get used to it. Like so, there's a E. For me, E is like line, hook, line. So when I wrote like this, think of it, it's similar to like the Ri character, except with Ri, you have a much longer line. So it's very simple in like very small print, you take out half. You only take half of the line, whereas E, they're the same size. And you just kind of repeat this over and over again. It's very similar to how I learned English, actually. When you're doing A, B, C, D, E, F, G, same thing. A, learn how to write A, B, C, and it's just a repeat. You do the very exact same thing here. Get accustomed with the characters. And you'll slowly start learning it. And then once you start using it more and more and more and more, you'll get the hang of it. So that was hiragana. So let's take that chart away and let's pop this chart in. Ta-da! New set of characters. And you're wondering, new set? What's this? Katakana! And you'll see this very frequently in the Japanese language too. Katakana is, well, it's used in a lot of ways nowadays. Even back then it was actually pretty different. From my knowledge, in a very basic sense, you'll usually see it for borrowed words. Like the English word for television, television. And because it's not a word natively, I can't be saying that. Because it's a word that the Japanese has borrowed from the English language, so a different language. It doesn't have to be English. It's a different language. It's borrowed. It's spelled in katakana. Obviously, there's other reasons to say it too. I learned through a quick search that you can use katakana to do brand names. So something like Subaru or Toyota, it's usually written in katakana too, apparently. And that's to differentiate the people, like between a person's name, so Subaru being a very popular Japanese name, and Subaru the company, so it's in context it's easier to tell who you're talking about. Alright, so let's do the same thing. A, E, too much space there. U, E, oh, move the E a little bit. And this stream is definitely a more my pace type of deal. So at any point in time, if something's too fast, this is definitely more of like a lecture style where I say things, and because it's and you can definitely interact if you're in chat, for example, say things like anything I need to explain or anything. Obviously, we haven't gone to anything yet. It's still the alphabet still, but a lot of just the alphabet itself is, because it's the foundation, it's the building blocks to the language. You'll want to know this at heart before you actually start doing anything like making phrases, words, and sentences. So we do with and that looks terrible, but that is kind of what it looks like. I'm not gonna lie, my katakana is very poor, rusty as well, so it's definitely weaker than my hiragana, which is already fairly weak. So that says a fair bit about this, doesn't it? How can I comment this? Well, looks like one of those wine glasses, doesn't it? If you just kind of connect the other side. Focus, please. Thank you. So if you like lined it up, it looks like a bit of it almost looks like a wine glass. E. So the English letter I in Japanese, E. And it's like line, two strokes, connected, simple, fast, easy. Ooh, probably a fairly different but still relatively easy. This is a 3-stroke character, by the way. I know some people, maybe they're like, oh, like that, right? I mean, I don't want to say you're wrong, but it's not correct. I'm not going to say you're wrong, but it's not right. It is stroke, same direction, remind you. Down, down, stroke across, and you finish up without leaving the page. Like, it doesn't have to be that fat, that wide. Ooh. Mind you, for is fairly small of a character. And yes, it does look like a squished capital I. The English capital I. It does look like a squished one. That's just how this character is. Makes it a lot easier to bold since it's 3 straight lines. And then we have O. Honestly, the O character in katakana is probably one of the closest things I can think of to kanji without being kanji. Without being mistaken for a kanji, I feel. Give me a moment. What just happened? Hello. Hello, what's up? What's up? Okay. I guess for anyone unfamiliar at this point, my notification sound is the Konosuba Chinchin Maru by Rie. Why? Well, I assume no one's ever going to use that as their notification sound, so I decided to do it. So far, I've been correct, but who knows? Perhaps I'll be different in the future. Maybe I'm gonna meet someone else who has the same notification sound as me someday. But for now, as every time I hear that, I know it's a notification for me and me alone. It's actually very similar to my decision for my ringtone. So when someone calls me, I've chosen to use the Pokemon battle theme from the Gen 1 Pokemon battle theme. So every time I suddenly hear the Pokemon battle theme going, it means I'm getting a call. So even in public, I know immediately, oh, it's my phone. It's very distinct, unique, because I don't think anyone out there has decided to choose the Pokemon battle theme from the first generation to be their ringtone. At least I haven't met anyone like that. It makes it a lot of fun and very neat. All right. Back to this. Ka. Ki. Ku. Ke. Ko. We're familiar with these. We just went through this with the hiragana. And you might be thinking to yourself, hey, isn't that hiragana? No. Well, yes. But, critical difference. It's missing that one stroke. That's hiragana ka. This is katakana ka. Not to be confused with the kanji that looks almost identical to this, by the way. There is a kanji that looks very, very similar to this. Two, in fact. Two. But I won't get into that. Anyways. Just know that with the tenten, remember, you add 2 strokes here. This is now the katakana ga. You add this, and it becomes the hiragana ga. Just know that this is a super, super, super sloppy and almost illegible way of writing out ga, because you can't really tell if that's if someone accidentally wrote an extra stroke for the tenten, or if they're trying to write the hiragana ka or hiragana ga. Because if it's a misstroke with the tenten, then this is a katakana ga. In context, you'll probably understand it a lot better, but without context, it just looks weird, wrong, off. Anyways, ka. Ki. Now, Tsubasa, isn't this also the hiragana ki? Also, yes, but no. Why? It's missing that stroke at the bottom. This one, remember? I do know that when I was taught, the key could also get connected like that, which I think was shown? Question mark? Hey, hiragana. Show back up again? Yeah, it was connected. But in katakana, there is no stroke there. Ki. Ku. This is ku. It's spelled like this. Stroke to the side, one more to the right, and without letting go of your pencil from the paper, just go all the way down and hook it up, or hook it to the left, or bend it to the left. Ku. Ke. Ke. I don't really have much to say about this character. I kind of followed the lines drawn like on the line paper to write this, but you don't really have to. Like when you do it like that. Ke. Ko. Ko. Basically, you connected the 2 lines from the hiragana with the straight line, and now you have ko. Not much to really say about that, really. For those of you who are looking at further down the charts, you'll see, oh, hey, it looks very similar to a different character. Indeed, it does. And when we get there, I'll talk about it more. Moving on to sa, shi, su, se, so. Sa. Don't be confused between sa and the hiragana se. They're mirrors. Quickly look at the chart. Ta-da, 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 ta-da. Right, I say they're mirrors, but, you know, based on the font, you can quickly tell it's not, because the hiragana se is like that, and sa is not like that, obviously. But that's just something I've confused myself with in the past. I wish to put that out there for others to, just in case. Hopefully you guys don't confuse it yourselves. So long stroke horizontally, short stroke to the left, downwards, and then long stroke to the right of it, also downwards, but much further down. Much further down. Sa. Shi. 1, 2, 3. So I like to write like this personally. I know other people probably do it more like that. It's a little bit different. Just a little bit. And what's missing is this, the little hook. I call it the Nike brand logo hook. It's not there, so it's like. There's a curve and then goes straight up. She. Suit. Pretty simple of a character, honestly. Not much to say. Like that. Se. It's kind of like when I write it out like that, for example. Oh boy, you can't see it on the camera at all. Like that. Let's bold it a little bit. When we're out like that, it's very similar to like the ya character in hiragana, like that. Ya. If I'm very lazy about it. Well, if you're very lazy about ya, you do it like that. But it's like ya, but you have like the extra hook at the extra whole line at the bottom of it. Se. And then so. This one is all about stroke direction. I'm gonna word it like that, and you'll find out really soon why. So. And now you're asking, Tsubasa, isn't that like the Ri character? Not really. And this is why I say it's all about stroke direction. But for now, this is so. I'll definitely talk more about that in a moment when we get there, because we'll get there real soon. Anyways. Next, alright. The T's. Ta. Chi. Tsu. Te. To. Ta. Like so. So, you start off like a ku with this character. It's similar, but it's not the same. Based on that font, it looks practically the same. And then you add a line through that stroke here. Chi. I don't even know. I'm actually following a different... I don't know if I'm following a different line pattern, to be perfectly honest. I apologize for that. It's a habit from writing Cantonese, or writing Chinese. Because there is a very similar Chinese character for this, which Japanese also use. My chi is so bad. Wow, it's actually horrendous, eh? Right, but the stroke order is correct. I had to pull up a larger chart so I could actually read the stroke order chart. So it's once from right to left, and then it's left to right, and then it's top down curved. Chi. And then Su. Hey, isn't that she? You're right. Hey, look, guys, it's she. No, it's not she. Why is it not she? Because for Su, the line starts on the top and goes down. Su, what about she then? She? Down, up, down, up. There's your difference. And you'll find something very similar with so coming real soon. Right. Te. Te te. You'd have like, I think this after it, right? Te te to elongate the vowel sound. Te te. Te te. To. To's pretty simple. Stroke, stroke. Te is similar but very different to chi. Chi has the curve, the straight, and then the curve. Te is straight, and then the last curve starts from the second stroke in the middle, or from your second stroke instead of from your first stroke. Pretty different from here. So after te, it is, or after the t's, we're back to the na, ni, nu, ne, no. So na in katakana is one line, one stroke horizontally, and then just a line through. Na. So it's I was blocking it, my bad. Right. That's na. So it looks like a curved plus sign. It's like a plus sign with a curve at the bottom of it. Na. So it's stroke like that, and then stroke like that. That's na. Ni. It's probably the simplest thing you could ever write. Ni. Which is funny because I can show you this now. I'll do this. It's numbers. The katakana is taken from the Chinese. The kanji is the Chinese numbers as well. So it's just 1. This one stroke is kanji for 1. Ichi. This dash, this long dash, the long dash, not a short dash. We have short dashes for things like for other things, but long dash, single long dash. Try to bold it. This is kanji equals ichi, chi equals 1. That just means 1, the number 1. Ni, which I think you'll find very... That's 2. Ni, 2 strokes. It's like an equal sign, but much longer. This is ni. I mean, there's no way you'll ever see that, but... Alright, so it's like that. Hiragana. But if you look closely, it looks very similar to the katakana ni, which I find really funny. This just means 2. And to no one's surprise, 3. The kanji 3, specifically speaking, very specific, you have 1 stroke, then a shorter stroke, then the longest stroke. That's how you write the 3. In katakana, not katakana, kanji. And then 4 breaks this whole format. You can't really go much more than that with number of strokes there. But that's just a little fun thing. Just wanted to show because it's... I can't think of many things that are easier than that to remember. 1, 2, 3 is just 1 stroke, 2 stroke, 3 strokes. Okay. And it's just so funny that katakana ni is simply like the kanji ni as well, or at least very similar, from my understanding of it. New. Line. And you're wondering, it's like, oh, what did you just do? I wrote this wrong. Old habits die hard, because I was the lazy boy. New. Stroke order is very important and should always be followed. Try not to change it up. Don't write from the other way around. It's much more apparent and obvious when it comes to calligraphy. For anyone who dabbles in calligraphy, you should know extremely well, stroke order is everything. Anyways, ne. Now you're asking me, hey, is that a kanji? No. I know it looks a little complicated, a lot more complicated than everything else we've worked with previously up to this point. But this is only 4 strokes. Four strokes. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's not that complicated once you start breaking it down. It just looks different. Especially so when you consider that no is simply this. You can look at the chart, and you can look back to what I just wrote. This is simply how you read it. From top to bottom, one smooth motion. No. It's even simpler than the hiragana, which is also one stroke. It's missing this section of it, like this motion. Oh, wait. Yeah, it's missing this motion of it right there. Minus that, you just take the initial stroke line, initial bit of it, and you got no. Alright. Ha. He. Fu. He. Ho. Ha. Which, by the way, can be easily mistaken for the kanji for the 8th character. Ha. Not ha. Hachi. Wow. I butchered that up pretty easily, didn't I? Right. Ha. This is hachi. So you would add chi after this. I don't know why for katakana. I wouldn't know. Maybe it's a company name, Hachi. Company name, Hachi. Just their way of saying where company number, where our company name is 8. This is kanji, by the way. This is katakana, this is kanji. This is katakana, this is kanji. Just want to point that out. Right. Then we have he. Really ugly. I think it's this line. Should be shorter. You know what else? Stroke order was wrong. You think, oh, right, that's how you do it, right? You have the body and then the stroke from it. No, stroke and then the stroke. The left stroke that goes all the way down and around is second, not first. It's second. Who? Super easy. Super easy. Just like that. Just like that. Here, try again. Write it out again. And try to make it a little nicer looking. Straight line. Down. Who? Just like that. One stroke. He. Also one stroke. But Tsubasa, isn't that just Hiragana he? Yes. No, watch the he on the chart on the chalkboard. You got it? It's just he. It practically didn't change. Ho. Right on. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Right. Ma. And this is very similar to the start of how you write out the ah character from way up here. Ah. Ma. It's similar, but very different. Me. Now this is important. Me. 3 strokes, top, angled downwards, left to right. That's how you do me. Do not confuse this with the character 3. The kanji for 3 is also 3 lines going left to right, but they're straight horizontal lines. With very specifically, you have the initial stroke, and the second stroke is shorter than the initial stroke, and then you have the third stroke that is longer than the initial stroke. So it's initial stroke, shorter, and then longer. That is the kanji for 3. This is the katakana for me. Very different. This is the katakana for mu. It is 1, 2. I know in the print itself, it looks like you do line, 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 but that's not how you write it out. It is 1 line and then another line, so it's only 2 strokes. Me. Familiar? It should be. Ta-da! Na. Me. Na. Falling over is me. That's what you could see that however else you wish. Maybe you just notice that me is me, na is na, and you're like, how are they similar? I don't see any similarities. I do. That's just my way of doing it. You can have your own way too. And then mo. Simple. Stroke, stroke, and then 1 stroke follow through. Okay, let us go back and reread what we just written out before we turn the page to do the rest. Do know that I haven't gone through all the characters. We still haven't gone through like Ja, Sha. They exist too. Basically, when you combine different characters with the Y set, you'll get another set of characters. And then I'm actually gonna go back and talk about like adding the Tenten or the I don't remember what it's called. Porori. It's like the little circle above the characters, and that also changes the pronunciation. But I think that one's specifically for a specific set of characters. I think it's only the H set. I think it's probably. I say this because I believe it is. I don't want to be too tight on my wording here. いあいうえおあいうえおかきくけこかきくけこさしすせそさしすせそたちつてとたちつてと I flubbed that. Na, ni, nu, ne, no. Nani, nu, ne, no. And by the way, with Luna's na sound, normally for sound effects, when you run and write it out in Japanese, you usually use the katakana for it instead of the hiragana. So it'd be na, ah. Well, it's gonna be a smaller ah too, by the way. Usually, if I remember correctly. Alright. Ha, he, hu, fu. This is fu, he, ho. Ha, he, fu, he, ho. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Ma, mi, mu, me, mo. Okay. Ra, re, ru, le, ro. A little sloppy, but not too bad. Ra, re, ru, le, ro. As always, it's a little difficult to pronounce, but even if you use a much, not too hard of an R, like not the English R, but like it's not, as long as it's close, like ra, ri, ru, re, ro, close enough usually works. They'll understand you when you say it like that. That is the. Let's make it a little bigger. Da. And then we have ri, which is pretty much identical to hiragana as well, by the way. Pretty much at this point. Ri. Similar to like he, in the sense that it's just the same character, really. Ru. Very different too. I want to highlight this for ru. I could have sworn there was a reason for this. I'm losing my mind, aren't I? I could have sworn there was a reason I was highlighting that. Something about this character. I'll remember eventually. Re. And then ro. We finally made it to ro. Yes. It's a box. Ro is a straight up box. It's strokes, one stroke to do the top and the left wall, and then a third stroke for the bottom wall. It's a box. That is ro. Like ko, where it's line stroke, ro closes the box. Ko keeps it open. Ro closes it. So we have ra, ri, ru, re, ro. Ra, ri, ru, ra, ri, ru, de, ro. La, ri, ru, de, ro. La, ri, ru, de, ro. La, ri, ru, de, ro. Okay. Now we have ya, you, yo. And remember, we do not have ye or ye. These do not exist. Ya. This is basically the hiragana ya minus that little extra stroke over here, if you remember that. This is hiragana. That's katakana. Go away. Yeah. There it is. Yeah. You. Like you. You, the listener. You. And finally, yo. Yes, it is a backwards capital E. Yo. That's how one can remember that, if they wish. Or just associate that symbol with yo. Whatever works for you. Find the method that works best with you. That's all you need to remember. Right. Wow. I'm really only doing it like the way I just did it, where I use 3 strokes as a way to bold an emphasis while writing it out, but really it's stroke and then a second stroke. Like that. This is very similar to the oo, if you remember. Oo is like that. Wa is you don't have that extra stroke at the very top. You take that away, you get yourself wa in katakana. Right, in quotations, like before, wo. I personally never use this character, by the way. But just know it exists, so remember, 1 stroke. And then a second stroke this way. O, or o. This is also pronounced o, like o, 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 o. To really like drill in the message, you're saying wo instead of o. You would add that w sound to the beginning to say wo. But really, it's o. And then, probably my favorite one, honestly, because it comes in a pair with n. It is stroke, stroke, down, up, down, up. Now you're wondering, what? We saw this earlier. This is so. No. This is not so. So is like so. It's not like that at all. And this is why stroke matter orders. Do you ever have that feeling with yourself where it's like, I just flubbed it so hard and you caught yourself saying it that you can't help but just stop and laugh at yourself for the next, 5 minutes? Right. Man. That's hilarious. I find that hilarious. Anyways, what I meant to say was stroke order matters. So you see here, like this, up, down gives you this looking symbol, which is so. Now you go from, to get you do that, same stroke, so this part's the same. But then you go from down, up, and it looks slightly different. This one is more vertical-ish. You follow my pencil here, my left pencil. And then this is more flat, this is more landscape-ish. See that? Portrait, Portrait, landscape, portrait, landscape. Those are like the kind of differences there. Okay. Now, let's actually go back to hiragana. So, starting with ka, we start adding this. We get ga. Ga. At the tenten, ki becomes gi. Ku becomes gu. Ke becomes ge. Ko becomes go. For the S's, so sa, shi, su, se, so, at this, you get za. I feel like I'm the only person I know these days that does that with their Z's. Like that. You focus, camera. Right, so you have your Z, and you have that line in the center of it. I also love my 7s, by the way. When I write 7s, people write 7s like that, right? I do this. I don't know. I just got that from somewhere and it's stuck ever since. That's just how I read it. Anyways. Za. We don't have Z. I try putting lots of emphasis on that H. We do not have that. Instead, it's simply Z. That just exists, right? I'm not making this up. I'm making that up because it's not Z, that's Chinese. It is G. G as in onaji, the same. Right, so there's no H associated with the S that translates into ZH. ZHI does not exist either. Neither does ZI. Neither of these exist. Instead, we have the JI. Su becomes Zu. Se becomes Ze. So becomes Zo. It is like this, right? Yeah. This is da. So the T with the tenten makes it goes from ta to d. Da. Chi. I mean, is G, D... Do we ever use this? Do I ever use this? Not really, but it exists. Maybe I do use it, I don't remember. D. Zu. Notice here where I just wrote DZU. This is technically do, by the way, do. But sometimes you'll have people adding that z sound. Konbanwa, Gambler Bear. Irashai. Welcome. You've made it to the lesson. So today's first lesson, my decision making is to just go through the alphabet. And originally I wanted to do greetings and dates, but I've been going on for almost 2 hours now. So I didn't realize it was going to take this much time to go through what I wanted to get through, which is just the alphabet. Since I do want to do some karaoke. So I'm probably going to cut this lesson short, which is after I'm done the alphabet, I'll go straight into in my second lesson, because I do want to continue doing this. This is so much fun. Reviewing and then going through all that kind of stuff. So I'm definitely going to do that. Yeah. So I'll be switching over to karaoke probably around 1:15ish, maybe. Depends how fast I can get through this. Te becomes de. Desu. This is the de. This is what you do for desu. De su, not zu, su. De su, desu. To do. Na. I don't think the end line has anything, is there? Yeah, there isn't. I mean, I want it to, but I'm not that fluent in Japanese, so I can't be bringing in like. We'll get there eventually, actually. Maybe episode like 100. I want this to be a long-standing series, my friend. So, yeah, I'll think about it. Oh, I guess for chat, for people who can't read the kanji there, is that taksan? I just know that means a lot. The initial kanji, oi gakusei o kibou suru. I don't know if I got that right or wrong, actually. Essentially, Gambler Bear just wrote, I want a lot of students. We'll get there eventually with the kanji. No need to rush. None at all. We'll take it one step at a time, and we'll get there. But for now, yeah, let's go back to the alphabet here. Alright, so Na doesn't have anything. Ha. The H's becomes B, like when I did Boku much earlier. Ha. Ba. B. Bu. Be. Bo. Uniquely to the H's, I believe. Oi. Yes. Thank you, Gambler Bear. Uniquely to the H's, you can actually add. There's actually a third set of characters. If you do the Popori, I believe it's the name. I'm not sure. By the way, I get Popori from the Gintama series, because they do have Gintama circle thing, and I believe they call it Popori Hen. So instead of a Tenten, you add the circle in there instead. Instead of the B, it now becomes the P. So Pa, P, Poo. He. Po. Yeah. So for I'll write on this side. So we have the H's, the B's, and then the P's. So specifically for the H's, this is how we get the three sets here. HBP. And then I don't believe Ma has anything when you put a 10-10 over it. I believe it's just these three. Yeah, I believe it's just these two to get them. I could be mistaken. Hiragana chart. I want to make sure I don't have it all wrong. Maybe there's more that I've forgotten here. I think I got it all. Yeah, so it's just the ga, za, da, ba, pa. So those are the five with the 10-10 and the little circle there. There's something I do wanna. Let's go back to this page here. We can move into the next page. Oh, the music's done. That was about 2 hours worth of music, by the way. Let me go to one of my favorites. Let's go to Vivaldi. His Four Seasons. Right. So the music will absolutely be in the stream description. Okay. Right on. So, now that we're back to this. We have combos now. I mean, by combos, I mean classical music, Japanese. I love classical music, so this is more of a I decided to do this. I know not everyone likes classical, but I felt I wanted some background music. I don't know if a traditional music was gonna work for this, like traditional Japanese music. I think it would have been fine, but I really wanted to listen to something I'm more familiar with for today's lesson. Mainly because I kind of grew up with this, so now I'm getting a little distracted. But as I said earlier with the let's bring back the hiragana chart actually. With the Y's, the ya, you, yos, they're a little special. And why? Because you can stick them onto a another character and make a new sound out of it. Specifically speaking, it is the K's, the S's, the T's. Oh wait, no, it's all of them. Specifically, all of them. You think it's a nice combo? Thank you. I greatly enjoy classical music, so I'm glad others who don't normally listen to classical music might enjoy it too. Classical music is one of the best musics I can think of. And no, this is not being like, one of those musical nerds who are like, yeah, classical superior. No, no, no. Just enjoy classical music for what it is. It's great music that you can just put in the background and just relax with. It's not one of those elitist thing. No, 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 none of that. None of that. I hear that too often. No. Classical music, not everyone listens to it these days. You have so much hip-hop, jazz, electric, and all that other nice stuff. EDM, rock. We have so many good selections of genre music these days that classical is slowly falling out of favor with a lot of people. So perhaps I just want to choose something that perhaps people don't listen to all the time anymore. It's great music. Let's say ka, for example. We can turn this into kya. I'm sure we are all familiar with kya. I can't. My falsetto is terrible, but that is the idea. So kya, and obviously the anime male equivalent gya is you start off with it's the I character, by the way. Specifically the ki. You start with the ki character, and then next to it, notice the size of this character. Next to it, because I'm saying ya, I'm sure we all know ya, kya. This is kya, so it's gonna be in one box, actually. Kya. It is a small ya next to a ki, gives us a kya. Add the tenten to it, and you get gya. And the tenten would go next to the ki, by the way, not after the ya or anything. The tenten goes up here. So these are combo words or combo characters in Japanese. So this is kya. It's in this format. It's the same thing in katakana. We can go to katakana afterwards, but same format. Kya. And because instead of a vowel, so a, I, u, e, o, we're using the ya, you, yo, there's only going to be 3. So kya, q. So same thing, still the ki, because when you pronounce the word, the character, you say q or kya. The k is followed immediately by the ya, which makes it a ki sound. Kya, kya, q, because of that y character. That's why we use the I, the k, the I gets replaced here. It won't be kayu. That's two characters. You don't combine them that way. So q, same thing, same deal. And wow, it's terrible. I mean, it's terrible. My U's are bad. They need work on it. I get it. Q. And then kyo. Just like that. Kya, kyu, kyo. Kya, kyu, kyo. And with the S sound, we're already partly way there with all of it. But instead of making something like siya, as we know, the S is she. But instead of saying shia, so it's not even shia, no, it's simple. Sha. Shu, not she. She is just she. Shu. and sho. Take the she character, and you add ya for sha, you for shu, and the yo for sho. Sha, sho, sha, shu, sho. So just essentially it's take the E character from each character set, and you add a small ya, you, yo. Make sure you can take note of this difference. I just used 2 lines here. Consistency is an issue I have because I normally don't write in 2 lines, let alone 3. So I'll catch myself as often as I can to try to get used to this. Yeah. Right. So it's like this. Sha, shu, sho. Then we have, remember, for the T's, we have the character chi. So it becomes cha, chu, cho. Wow. Remember how I'm trying to do this? It's just small. No! It's just small text. Small. Cha. Chu. Cho. Oh yeah. That's why earlier I did mention something about like using grade paper instead. Grade paper would make it a lot easier to work with boxes, but graph paper is also a lot more expensive because they're meant for graphing. There is a store near the mall I'm close to that sells paper that you write Japanese with, so I could grab one of those. I should go grab those for my next classes. Probably that I'll do more classes next week, but we'll just continue with this like this for now. Cha, chu, cho, and then ni, the ni character. So, oh, that's an H, not an N. Wait, am I following the same? Ka, sa, ta, ka, sha, cha. Okay, yeah, it is N next. Nya. You know, the cat sound. Nya. Nya. New. Some of these sounds are really difficult for me to make, and I don't normally use them, by the way. Nya, new, new. Nya, new, new. It looks pretty funny when you write out like this. Normally with a lined piece of paper, for example, if you write in very small print, it's about that size. So if I bring it up a little bit, you'll see it clearer. At the bottom there, Neo. Obviously, my knee is a pretty poorly written. My print, like as I said, it's pretty poor, but that's the idea. Nya, new, neo. Now we're using the he character. So if you check the he character in the chart, we'll take that and we'll turn that into hia. Like, you know, in a fight. Hia! Hyu. And hyo. Hia, hyu, ho. Hyo. Yeah. Now I'm selling these, right? 4 lines. Way too big. Right. Hugh. Hyo. Like that. So I think at this point the pattern is very similar. I'm definitely gonna write them all out. And even though it's similar and it's repetitive, that's good for learning a language that's new and an alphabet you don't understand or it's completely new. Repetition is key to understanding. Hello, konbanwa. Konbanwa, Moriro-san. Moriro Mota-san. Apologies for butchering your name. Try my best. And welcome. Today's lesson is going to be just the alphabet. I've been going on for far too long as is, but the alphabet is very important. It is the foundation of how you're going to be writing writing everything in this language. Therefore, I wanted to spend a lot of time on it to nail down the importance of just understanding what you're looking at when you're reading and when you're writing. It's going to get a lot more fun come my next lessons where we go through phrases, sentences, and other things. But for now, today's just going to be the basics. And we're going to be finishing real soon. And then after that, I'm going to just do a little karaoke to make up for the fact that yesterday's stream, where I was going to do karaoke, I couldn't. So yeah. Welcome. We're almost done. We're currently doing hya, hyo, hyo. Next is using the me character. Mia, miu, mio. Nice to meet you. I think it's Muriro-san. Muriro. Yeah, I'm rolling my R's because for some odd reason, ever since I learned about R rolling, because I've taken Spanish class too, I can't roll my R's like perro. Like normally you'd roll an R there, but yes, absolutely. This VOD will be archived. In fact, all my streams are archived. I think the only streams I haven't archived or either deleted or have it privated are my Midnight Siege streams, a couple of them, due to reasons like completely inappropriate language, or something was said in there by some of my friends that I'd rather not keep as a VOD for everyone to see, and just allow those who were there at the time and remember it to have that knowledge. Those will really only be the only streams that I'll take away. But every other stream I have ever done so far should all be on my channel. And I'll also make a playlist for this, by the way, too. There's going to be a Japanese class playlist. And I'll label it appropriately afterwards. Right. So, Mia. So we use the me character. Like so. Me. And then we add the ya. Same thing here. You. And mio. I honestly don't know if this is great study material or not, but I hope it helps whoever wants to learn, honestly, and anything reference material to go back to. I'm very slow on it. And your class starts at 0:00. Actually, if you look at my clock, it's actually my world. It's not really a world clock. It's a clock that denotes my time. It doesn't start at 00. It starts, as you can see, it says PM on it. So I start my streams at 11 a.m. my time. So I started 2 hours and 20 minutes ago. So that's usually when I'll start my afternoon stream. That's usually when I'm going to be hosting my class streams. This Sunday is going to be Spanish class. So I'm going to be doing some revisiting Spanish and trying to learn some specifically Spanish phrases, because Spanish takes the Roman letters, So the English alphabet, essentially. So there's not much alphabet learning there. So it's going to be, we're going to jump straight into phrases and stuff like that. But for Japanese, because the alphabet is so different, and they have hiragana, katakana, I decided to go with this for today's lesson. With a mix of classical music, because I've missed listening to string instruments, to be perfectly honest. Like specifically, I think this is the violin. I think I hear a little bit of viola and cello in the background too. I'm not too well versed anymore. I used to play the violin, but not anymore. So that's the mias, the mis, and then the ris. We have Rya, Ryu, Ryu, like the Street Fighter Ryu. Ryu? I see the PM. I'm Brazilian, so thanks. I'll watch your lessons. Thank you, Muriro. Thank you very much. Arigato gozaimasu. I'll do the full phrase. Arigato gozaimashita. Arigato gozaimasu. I think even for that phrase, I hope I got that properly and formal. Let's see. Grammatically, you're actually correct the first time. You would only say saw, if you're going, full past tense. I don't... for formal English, we would say I did not see, or I didn't see. It has to do with the negation with the do particle, by the way. When I become... Oh, come on, really? I don't need this on my stream, pal. Buddy, I'm gonna have to get rid of you. Buddy, I don't need this. Alright. Let me just quickly refresh the chat. It always sucks when people have to rewrite it for others, doesn't it? Yeah. Alright, so chat on stream is now refreshed. Unfortunately, had to ban someone for, being a bot spam, right? Don't need any of that in this stream. Like, I welcome everyone to my stream, but if you're gonna be spamming like that, I'd rather get you out of here. Okay. Rio. I'm a little sad too, because that was actually my first Twitch commenter too. I know for the Twitch audience, this is probably one of the most boring streams you could enter, because, people go to Twitch for gaming, but I did have this under just chatting, so... Anywho... Ria. So it's using the Ri character. I'm sure we're all familiar with the Ri character now. Ria. Ryu and Ryo. And then there's actually the rest are I always thought those were bots. Anyways, I digress. Back to yeah. They are. They go to like small streamers to try to advertise themselves. It's sad, but it's fine. So the rest are actually using the I just learned they're called dakutens. Dakuten. Let's go back here where I have more space on paper. So, dakutens are these 10 tens in these things. So, dakuten. Dakuten. That's what they're called. So with gya, so what the anime boy scream, instead of the female kya, we add the tenten here, and it's just the same thing. And then for we can do that for she as well, for sha, shu, sho, to make them ji, ja, jo. Jia, ju, jo. Like for example, if for the English name over here, Joe, for example, obviously you go with the katakana spelling, which I'll get to afterwards, but Joe. Right. And then we have the cheese, which, as we learned, is the T's. The T's, when you add the dakuten, the dakuten becomes the D's. So cha, da, dia, dia, dia. There's because of the way, because it's the ch, it's the chi. The chi becomes the d. Dia. So when you try to do the D with the I sound in your mouth and you pronounce that, there's that little z that is that you make along with it. So it becomes a dia, diu, zio. It's a bit of a mouthful for this, but it's dia. So it is zia, zu, zio. But however, most of the time you won't be seeing that Z. That Z is actually a new thing I've been learning, like I've been seeing around, but normally it'd be dia, diu, dio. Obviously, the pronunciation is going to differ depending on how you can pronounce it, but that's kind of where the case is here. Dia, diu, dio. It's a quite a bit of a mouthful, honestly. And then the N's, as we learned earlier, they don't have a dakuten. Neither do the M's or the R's, but the H's does. The H's do. Not does, do. The H's do. In fact, they have two. And just like that, they also have two here. We have the tenten, so this gives us bia, biu, bio, and then we can have the other dakuten, the circle, and we put that there instead. And instead we have pia, piu, pio. Right. So this was using it with hiragana, and hopefully that's everything. We can to make sure that I have everything properly. Let's go back. Kya, kyu, kyo. Sha, shu, sho. Cha, chu, cho. Nya, nyu, nyo. Hya, hyu, hya, hyu, hyo. Mia, miu, mio. Ria, ryu, ryo. I won't go through the dakuten versions, but Actually, no, I should. And I'll write out 2 at the top here. So gya, gyu, gyo, jia, jiu, jio. Alright. So gya, remember the little doctrine, the tenten. Gyu, gyo. Ja, ja. Like jana, see ya. Very, very informal. That's as casual as you can really take it, I think, unless you add in more of like a dialectal version of it. Ju, ju, jiu. Dia or dia, diu, 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 diu. And then we have bia or pia, depending on which doctrine you're choosing. Biu, piu, or bio or pio. So that's the hiragana way of spelling it. Let's do the katakana, and then we'll be done our lesson for today. Can you imagine? This is a 3-hour lecture, and all we're doing is going through the alphabet here. I mean, there have been times where I'm like talking about certain things, but like a normal teacher, a normal class that you go to for this, like, would have to spend their like hour and a half or like hour teaching a whole class these alphabets, so I have to quickly get through it. I'm trying to get through this not too quickly, but at the same time not too slowly either. I'm already taking almost 3 hours for this, which is kinda nuts. Like, honestly, kinda nuts. Okay. Once again, we have the kyas. And this is probably, with katakana, this is probably what you'll see when it comes to like mangas, for example, where they're writing out the sounds that people make. It's usually in katakana when they do that. Kya, kyu, kyo. With katakana, it's actually a lot easier because it's actually you have less strokes to work. You have less strokes to work with, or needed to write out for this. Basics or fundamentals are important. Indeed, they are. It's one of the things my French teacher actually taught us in class. Fundamental is key. Katakana is more difficult than hiragana. Actually, they're not. They're just different written. They're differently written. But for some people, it can be more difficult when they put their mind that, oh, I should learn hiragana because that's the natural written language of the Japanese language, which, yes and no. It's still the same system. Just think of it like a second way of writing the same symbol, but for different purposes. Like, they serve a different purpose for general speaking. Or in general. They have a different way of... You use them depending on context. And that's why Japanese is such a context-heavy language. But there's pros and cons to both. So, for example, the key, if you remember before, this is hiragana key. You take away this dash over here, and you just keep this line. Let's make it a little shorter. This is katakana key. And then ya, if you remember, in hiragana, it was line, line, line. That's ya. In katakana, ya is simply line and line. It's missing, it does not have the extra line here. So it's actually 2 strokes less for kya in katakana than it is in hiragana. Whether that's nicer or not, up to the person. But this is how you write that. Q. So we keep the key. The key is the main character is always consistent here, and so is and then just add the character. So in this case, you, and oh, do we enter summer? I think this is Vivaldi's Summer. Sorry, no, we're in winter. We're way past summer. Summer, autumn, we're in winter. Winter and spring are probably my two favorite Vivaldi pieces for his 4 seasons. So, Q, and the U symbol in katakana is like that. So it's one stroke to make this little 90 degrees angle corner here, and then one long stroke at the bottom. Q, and then Kyo. And for those who needs a reminder, the yo character is a backwards capital E in English. With, digital clocks, Winter is amazing. It is absolutely incredible of a piece. For people who have digital clocks, like even like 8 in D, by the way. Can it in D? Yeah, I can definitely play that too. In a different stream, I guess. Because I'm thinking by the time by the time winter is over, I'll be done here too. This is like a digital 3, but yeah. Different techniques to remember the same thing. This is just how it is. Backwards E, a 3. That's the yo character. And as always, I'm gonna repeat myself constantly because you don't want to mess this up. Kya, Q, Kyo. Take note of the size of each character. This, Kya, and this are 2 separate words, or 2 separate things. This is Kya, this is Ki-ya. Ki-ya, Kya. Ki-ya, Kya. Ki-ya. Likewise, Q, Ki, U. Ki, U, Q. Ki, U, Q. These are different things. These are not the same. They are not the same. So remember to take note of that. These compound words or characters, combos, they're not separate characters. They're combined. They're combined to form one thing. See. So the chi, cha, chu, cho. So remember, the chi, it is stroke, 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 like so. That is chi. And am I supposed to do chi? No, it's not. Chi is after. Sa, the S's are first. So we have sha, shu, sho. Sha, sha, shu, sho. And how you write this? It's the she character again. Remember, for she is from the bottom. She is not from the top. This is not she. Let me make that bigger. Make both of these bigger. And by the way, I do the Nike checkmark symbol because it's easier for me to differentiate between the two. But she is like this. And I know like some people like to use like the Japanese she character for their like smiley faces or like their what do faces. It is not the same as this. This is the tsu character, the kanji, or the katakana tsu. Let me just, it is there. So if you look at the chart, I know it's a lot smaller, which is why I'm trying to write as big as I can here. But if you look at shi, and then look at tsu, the font, you can tell that there's a slight difference, right? And one of the biggest differences you can tell between the two is actually, I just noticed the music is barely getting picked up right now. So increase a little more, but it is very quiet. The music, it's about to end, I think. Yeah, there's like another 3 minutes of the music left. So remember, shi, not tsu. Shi, not tsu. They're very similar, but they're different. So sha, shu. They look so wrong, so bad. Forgive me for my writing. It's so bad. Right, and then now we're at cha, chu, cho. So cha, stroke, 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 and you get like that. Stroke, stroke, stroke. Then you have the ya. Chu, so cha, chi. Stroke, stroke, stroke. At the u. For cho, it's stroke, stroke, stroke for chi. And you have the u. Like that. Wonderful, wonderful, wonderful. This is how you rate these characters. After that, it's back to the nias. Or the ni. Nya, new, neo. These are great vocal exercises by the way, for well, at least for me, for when you're doing like your nasals. Nya, new, neo, neo, so the ni and hiragana ni, incredibly simple. Look at that, 2 lines. 2 lines, that's all that is, 2 lines. Isn't that great? And then you add the ya. Same thing with the new. New. Oops, that's a ya. New. New. Look at that. Look at that. Simple, right? Looks nice, simple. I think for this one in particular though, for the nya new nose, you actually want them around the same elevation. For the bottom part, because this bottom part should be about the bottom of the character themselves. So it's like nya, new, neo. So something like that, more closely than it is what I did before, where it kind of dropped below it. Hia, hiu, hio. So remember, the he character in katakana is not like that. Not like that at all. You start off with the stroke. You start off with this one stroke, and you write the other part in afterwards. He, at the ya, and that's it for the 4 seasons. All right, let's add in some canon. What's the best canon in D? Strings? Alright, let's add this version to the stream. Okay. Right. So hia, Hyu, Hyo. And then we have Mia, Mew, Myo. So the mi, remember, is stroke, stroke, stroke. Mia. 1, 2, 3. Mew. 1, 2, 3. Myo. They're not nice looking, but this is the general idea of how you write it out. And finally, I want to make that. Ria, Ryu, Ryo. So Ri is the same thing, and then we have Ya, Ryu, and Ryo. Ta-da! Oh, that's a little... I hope that's visible on stream. Ryu. Or Ryo. Ryu. Alright, quickly go through all of these again. Alright, music, you can be a little less loud now. Kya, Kyu, Kyo. Sha, 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 Xia, Sha, Sha, Shu, Shou. Cha, Chu, Cho. Nya, Nyu, Nyo. Hya, Hyu, Hya, Hyu, Hyo. Yatta! Mia, Mew, Myo. Rya, Ryu, Ryo. And that's it. Well, I mean, obviously there's the Gya, Gyu, Go, right? Jia, Jia, Ju, Jo. But we went through the hiragana. Literally no difference with the katakana. It's just the dakuten. It's just the little ten or the circle you add to the characters. So, yeah. All in all, we are done. And I think as a final little aside, as Gambler Bear has showed us in chat, when he said yatta, notice how there's a small tsu here. That is when you elongate, you hold a vowel. So ya, you would think this is ya, small su, ta, right? Well, when you type this out, it's actually ya, t-t-a, yatta, yatta. And that's because we have that pause here where you say yatta. And it's to hold that sound as you go into the next character. Yatta. We add that small suit there. We add that little small suit. So it's yatta. So there's two T's for this. But yeah. It's like a little pause. It is absolutely like a little pause. And it's used a lot in words because a lot of words have that pause to it. But it's not like a comma or like a period in English or anything like that. No. It's one word. That's just how the word is. We don't pronounce it as yatta. It's yatta. So that's important. That's an important differentiation for words. So once we get into words and phrases, I'll go more into that. But just know that this is also a thing in Japanese where it's for something like what Gambler Bear showed, yatta, yatta, you pronounce it as yatta. There is that little pause there because of the su. Otherwise, we would have yatta, yatta. And that's different. Gambler Bear, honestly, this is how teaching should be, and that's where when students or anyone says something, teachers should like be jumping on that to use an example. You don't need to have everything prepared beforehand. Use what's given. If something's given to you on a silver platter, take it. No reason not to. So if you're gonna give me material like that, of course I want to take it. It's like how earlier when you used the kanji. I didn't go too much into it personally because I'm not dealing with kanji yet. So I'll get there when I'll get to it when I get there. But it's nice to see. It's nice to know that it's there and it exists. It's nice to be aware of it. But yeah, yatta and yata are two different things. Is yata even a thing? Yata just is yata, so I don't know. I don't know any words that's yata, but it is time to finish the teaching, the lesson portion of this stream now. We are about 3 hours in, and it is time to switch over to karaoke. So if you're just here for the lesson and you feel that that's what all you want to do and you're not going to stick around for some of my poor singing, I just want to have fun singing, then feel free to go about your day. Thank you so much for listening. But as the clock ticks over to about 2 p.m. my time, about 8 minutes left, I'm going to get ready, set up for some karaoke. Today's lesson has been wonderful. Yatta is a snake. Yatta is just yatta. A snake should be hebi. So you want like snake? Snake? Hebi. Not yatta. Hebi is snake. Right, so now I'm going to be switching over to do some karaoke. I'm going to be singing maybe for up to an hour or so. Just want to do some, fun singing. But yeah, this has been a great lesson for stream. Great class, really. Hope to do more. But in the meantime, the next class I have this scheduled for, it's going to be next Thursday, so it's in a week from now, actually. Unfortunately, that's just due to the fact that I have a pre-made schedule that I did for that I do, and that pre-made schedule. Get this out of here. No, not you. And my pre-made schedule. I didn't know if I was going to keep doing this lesson after today's stream, because I didn't know how I was going to do this to begin with. But based on what I've seen, I love it. I love this. I love it so much that I'm going to absolutely keep doing it. Sunday, Spanish class. So if you want to teach me some Spanish, if you know Spanish, then feel free to drop by and teach me. But I'm definitely going to be doing some Spanish lessons where I'm teaching myself along with stream. So it's going to be simple phrases and just have it on stream. And then come next Thursday, back to Japanese. And maybe I'll change the schedule up so that we have probably lessons closer, farther apart. Who knows? Keep it the same. But yeah, so I'm just going to switch my screen to the loading screen. And all right, and then I'll be right back with our karaoke setup, hopefully. So let me be right back.